I, first of all, thanks to Professor Yui and all the staff of Kobe University and Kyoto Seika University. Thanks for all of your efforts, especially for Professor Hayami. He's made a lot of effort because my organization is very bureaucratic and Kobe University also very bureaucratic. So bureaucratic person, bureaucratic makes a lot of work. Thank you very much. And second, I think I'm the only person, I'm the only speaker who is not from academician world. So my language is quite different from yours, maybe, and I feel a little bit alien, but I'm so sorry. And third, I'm sorry for my Japanese, French, English accent. And fourth, maybe for Jean-Marie, Marco, or Jacqueline, it's something that you already know, but my speech is addressed to maybe Japanese who doesn't know the reality, so sorry for you for coming from Europe. And fifth, the most very important thing is that this paper is my very personal opinion and do not reflect the opinion of my organization. So, I'm not an academician. So, I skip my introduction, and I want to explain the Japanese culture in France. And you must notice that in 80s, Japanese animation was a big boom in France, and Marco corrected me. Maybe you know this. In Japan, it's named UFO Robo Gurentaiza. It's a animation made by Nagaiko. And in France, especially, the name is called Rock Europe. And it became a big boom. It was aired from 1978, and in my paper it was written 1979, but Marco corrected me that it was 1978. And anyway, it was a big boom, and it appeared on the Paris Match. Paris Match is a business review. And it's a very rare case that an animation character became the cover of the business magazine. And this is Dorothy, which is icon of the Japanese animation during the 80s and 90s. She was presenting the children program in French television, and from which name entitled Recré Adu in 1978. And after the creation of TF1, which is a private TV station in France, she went to TF1 and presented a program named Club Dorothée. And this is a very big boom. And she came to Japan, Dorothée au Japon. That means that she appeared in the Lagma, a center series in that era. And so there was in France a whole program, Dorothée in Japan. So the popularity of Dorothée was very extremely big. And why this is, there is a boom. It's a kind of serendipity. It's kind of coincidence. That means that the Jacques Canestrier, who imported Goldorak, says that in 1978, when the Goldorak was first aired in French television, it was a rainy summer, and all the children could not go to play outside of the house, and they are insisted to see the TV, and that is the one reason of the boom. I'm not sure, but he says so. However, there is a very strong critics towards this boom. And in the very first period, Lucienne Luxa, she's a sociologist, and 3 years after the diffusion of Goldorak, she wrote a book named alone 5 years old in front of Goldorak. Seul à 5 ans au-devant de Goldorak. That means that Japanese television, like Goldorak, is too violent. And after following this opinion, maybe you know her name, Ségolène Royal. She's the next president candidate in France and ex-wife of François Hollande, the current president. Maybe they were not married legally, but ex-companion. And she criticized a lot of Japanese animation during the 1980s because she thought that it was extremely violent and there was too many Japanese animation. And her criticism is partly justified because Club Dorothée was aired 26 hours a week during the school period, and in the vacation, about 40 hours was aired. That means that every day you can see Dorothée, and every day you can see Japanese animation. So, and the second were criticized, especially TF1, because Socialist Party there is a history in France that Socialist Party is much more attached to France television, and the others of the opposite party is along with the TF1. So there is a historical problem of France, but however, there is a lot of criticism. And the real market of manga began in 1919, around 1919, after the arrival of Akira and the arrival of Katsura Masakazu. Of course, during the 1980s, there was some manga publication, just like Goldorak or Candy Candy, in form of colored book or something like that. But the real manga is the arrival of Tonkam and Glenna. First of all, I want to introduce some of the major player of major publisher in France. First of all, Tonkam, which is a publisher beloved by the Japanese. That means that very independent, and its own library named Tonkam, because the distribution was very poor for him, because it was a very small publisher. They publish a book and they sell on the place, which on the bookstore, and into this bookstore there was a lot of Japanese culture goods like figure, manga in Japanese, and photograph and videotape. But the most important player was Glenna. Glenna is an also independent publisher created by Jacques Glenna, who lives in Grenoble. He is not based in Paris. That is very important, and he is a very big philanthropist in Grenoble. And it published not only manga, but also magazines and other rare books, especially on the nature. And Glenna is known as introducing Akira, but the real success was on the Dragon Ball. And they took many big titles of Shonen Jump or Shueisha, and they were known as the publisher now of One Piece. You know, it's rather very, very, the center of the manga. And the other important player is media participation. Media participation is a Catholic publisher in France, who was created by Rémy Montaigne, a politician very close to Roman Catholic, and especially to the Pope. We said that he is a big financier of the Roman Catholic, and he created media participation to save this magazine named Famille Chrétienne, Christian Families, it was on the bankruptcy, and he took this magazine's house, and to finance this this publication, they began to publish band dessinée first, but secondly manga. And as they were financially rather rich, but they worked very economically first. They took the Korean manga, which was a failure, and then after they realized to invest more, and they took Saint Seiya, and then after Naruto or Bakuman or Bleach, the very big title of Shonen Jump. And the very important thing that Glénat and Media Participation were the two big publishers of band dessinée. That means that they already know how to deal with a bookstore, how to deal with the readers, especially how to deal with parents, in one word, how to deal with the stakeholders in the French publishers market. And Glénat had made a lot of effort to make up the mangas much more. To be included in the French society. Le Point is a very important magazine in France, economic magazine, and in that economic magazine, Les Gouttes d'Yeux manga première crue, that means that it's a very good manga. Sorry for the bad translation. And Glénat made a thought so that the Gouttes d'Yeux, the drop of ghost, Kami no Shizuku, to be accepted by the winery industry in France. And winery industry in France is an industry which is very important in France, not only economically, but also in culturally. And Jacques Glénat was known as a connoisseur de vin, and so he made a very good presentation to that society. And this oral effort was recognized but also by Meti in his report, but this document said, but not sure how far is intended, but given the authority to the drop of God in France is promoting the influence. That means that Meti didn't really understand how important to do the marketing to the intellectual class in France. But this, the French manga market is a point of publisher was stable until the arrival of Kaze manga in 2010. That means Kaze is a filial of Biz Europe, which is a filial Shueisha, Shogakukan, and Shogakukan Production. So it's a manga publisher owned by the Japanese big player. And the atmosphere of Kaze manga is quite different. Although they had a very big title, the presentation of the web page is quite different. That means that you see the boys' love here. Although they want to present something mainstream, they put the boys' love